Hey everyone! Hopefully you can see me okay. I haven't done a video on my desk in a little while, but I thought I would sit down and share this with you today. I plan to share it with you same day. So, hello today. Doesn't happen very often. I wanted to first say sorry, the sip and share is late. I just got really busy yesterday and it's really dark here now, and it gets dark at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And so it's a little bit tricky. I have to readjust to filming videos during daylight hours, or trying to, because we live in a basement apartment. Our lighting isn't the best, combined with like our orange floors and stuff. It just kind of gets a little wonky. So I'm trying to give you slightly better quality videos. And I figured I would pop in to kind of apologize. Slash not so much, just say hello, because I stopped filming for an entire week and it wasn't the plan and I didn't mean to. I just did. But in doing this, there are a few things I wanted to talk to you about, and a few things have kind of come about, and so I figured I would tell you kind of why I think I took a break and what's going on. I'm drinking coffee. Don't spill it. So I think the part of the reason I ended up taking a break was the last video you guys saw was the video where I talked about regretting the vasectomy and our journey with that so far. And I think I surprised myself by how emotional it made me and how many feelings it brought up. But at the same time, it was quite healing to speak about with you guys. And I realize, I guess it's just different to speak about it with your friends than it is to kind of put it out there and tell the world. And so I think that might have triggered a little bit. Sorry for random pauses in the middle of my sentences. Sometimes the kids just get a little bit yelly while they're playing, so I have to kind of holler at them, please just give me some time to film. Anyhow, apparently my children were playing a very loud game. Okay, hopefully they will settle down a little bit for me for a second. Yeah, you always hear them in the background of my videos. They're kids. I'm not gonna like make them be totally silent because I'm filming. Anyway, I think that video sort of triggered a bit of an emotional response. Well, obviously it did in the video, but what I'm trying to get out of my mouth is that I think it made me retreat a little bit, and I think it made me more emotional, and it brought out more than I thought it would. And I don't know why exactly, but it did. And I think that is like a tiny little piece of a reason where I just needed a bit of a break for like a day, just to absorb all of the stories and comments and messages that were all wonderful and all so kind and beautiful, and I'm so appreciative. I think it was just a lot. Not you guys, just like the whole experience of sharing that piece, because it's something I haven't talked about and I've been keeping to myself for so long that I think it was a little bit, it just turned into something I didn't expect it to be. So I wanted to take a little bit of a break, so I took Thursday, and then I think it just rolled into a week and I didn't really notice. And I know I just talked about how I needed to take a break, but I want to make it clear that I wasn't sad, and it didn't make me depressed or anything. I just was like, whoa, that was not what I was expecting, so I just wanted to absorb it. I like to take things in before I continue to spit things out. I try. And then it just kind of turned into really enjoying the week I was having, and the kids and I were having a really good time, and Cody and I were having a really good time, and it just turned into like a nice little vacation. And I didn't even think about the vlogs, which I think when you film as much as some people do on YouTube and you're constantly trying to keep up with this like filming schedule, I think it's just really nice to once in a while just take a break and just forget about it, and it's almost better than a planned break. But I do apologize, because I do feel a little bit bad that I didn't tell anybody, and because I didn't notice I was really taking a break. Anyhow, I don't need to faff on too much about that. You guys, I'm sure, understand. And you guys are always so kind about me just taking a step back once in a while, because when I take steps back, then I am able to give you a better, more well-rounded version of myself and of videos that aren't so half-ass or tired. Just like all around tired. But the reason I'm making this video is because I think a lot of things kind of came about this week in this impromptu break, and I didn't expect it at all. And I am in such a good place right now. Like, I'm so happy that everything just, like, life is not perfect by any means right now. Our car is still in the shop. We just found out that we have another problem with it, and so hopefully we'll see it next week, and it's going to cost a lot more money. But like, whatever. Like, I'm just using that as an example. Like, things aren't all rosy, and life doesn't always go super smoothly, but I don't know. Something, this might be cheesy, but something like awakened within me this week. I don't know where it came from, and I don't know why, but I feel like something just clicked, and I really came into myself as a woman, and as the person I am. Before, I was like finding who I was, and I'm not saying like, oh, I found who I am, yay, good for me, gold star, I don't need to do any work anymore. But before, I feel like I was always reaching, trying to figure out like where is my comfort spot with being an adult and being a woman, and what does that mean to me, and where do I sit in all this, and like, who am I in terms of how I want to approach things and how I want people to perceive me, or at least attempt. You can only do so much with that. How do I want to dress? How do I want to look? Things like that. Like, where do I want to be? And I think a lot of people are constantly on a journey to that, but then I feel like something just clicked this week, and it came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it, and I was just like, this is who I am. And it was like, it's not even something I can really explain. It's something very primal, and I don't know what the heck happened. It's because it's affected a lot of areas of my life. That's why I'm kind of flabbergasted that it just happened. And I don't know, I feel like an entirely new person in the best way. Like, I just feel like I am content with all the mistakes I've made. I'm okay with it, and they don't bring me guilt, and I feel like I'm really happy with who I've become and who I am becoming, and I've really kind of found myself. Maybe this makes no sense, and maybe this is super cheesy, but this is something that happened, and if I'm going to come back from a little break, and it feels like such a big thing, I just decided I wanted to talk about this, so that's why you're seeing a sip and share on Thursday instead of Wednesday. And now this is where I get slightly uncomfortable, because I wasn't going to speak about this at all. But then I was talking to a couple friends about it, and even to Cody, and he was like, but hun, if it's distracting you, and this is what has been happening, and this is what's been kind of keeping you away, you should just tell them about it, because everybody who watches your videos are like friends or online friends or just really cool people, and they're all adults, so it's not gonna be weird. Now I'm just talking it up and making it harder to spit it out. I don't want to come off as crude by saying this. That is why I'm struggling for the right words. I even fumbled along words while I was trying to tell my friend yesterday why I've been so quiet. But Cody and I have had a very lovely week. It's not even just been a week. It's been like, we're going through a very lovely period of time, but this kind of coincides with what I was speaking about earlier, of really coming into myself and coming in and like owning my womanhood and finding who I am as a woman. Like I said, something clicked, and so that's affected a lot of like areas of my life, but one of the areas that it has affected has been distracting me with my husband, if you catch my drift. Honestly, it's been kind consuming all of my free time. So now I gave it was happening before, and then I gave it a week to see if maybe it would just, like, you know how phases happen okay, let me just be clear. If nobody is understanding my drift, I'm talking about sex. But not just sex, it's like intimacy and passionate intimacy and just, I don't know. People say that marriage is supposed to go downhill, and you hear about the 7-year itch and stuff, and then now we're on year 8 and we're about to be together for a decade coming December, and it's just getting more intense and we're more in love than we ever were before. Like, I look back at us in love at the beginning, and yeah, we were in love, but like, goodness, it's so much deeper now, and it's so much more meaningful. Anyway, it's been really distracting. But a lot of times sometimes these things happen and they're sort of phase-ish. They'll happen for a few days, maybe a week or something, and then not fizzle out, but things will like settle down and even out. And so I was like, okay, maybe this will happen, and maybe things will settle down and even out. Because I was kind of experiencing this shift happened before I shared my last video, which maybe it was just a part of it. Maybe that was just like clearing out the last of the baggage I was holding on to privately that I didn't need to. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, well, maybe it'll just pass. And then so I kind of like just was like, okay, let's just like give into this, and maybe it'll just settle down and be a little less distracting. And it didn't, and it hasn't, and it's not going to. We are realizing now that it's not going anywhere. So now I just have to figure out how to like balance my very private life with keeping my head in the game, so to speak. Oh, this is so silly, and maybe I've really put some people off speaking about this, but you guys know I speak my mind, and I am not scared of TMI. I think before I was kind of struggling with like, people are going to think something is wrong or I'm going through a hard time, and it's quite the opposite of going through a hard time or something being wrong. The goodness of my life is distracting me, and specifically right now, of course, like the kids and I have been having a wonderful time schooling and just playing together and just, living life. Mackenzie is growing up before my very eyes, and so is Grayson. Oh my goodness. But I just saw Mackenzie the other night, I think it was last night, and I was like, you are just a full-on human now that I just have conversations with. Like, holy crap. It happened so quickly. Anyhow, getting sidetracked. But I've just been so consumed with my life that I didn't want to come on here and with love and joy and just admiration, that I didn't want to come on here and be all lovey-dovey and weird, but then I didn't know how to like not be that way. So I just decided to sit down and chat about it a slight amount and just talk about all the things that have kind of happened in this little period of time that we've had. So yeah, that's kind of why I took a step back. I was kind of waiting to see if things would settle down, maybe. And honestly, I was just really enjoying my little bubble of peace and happiness and goodness. And like I said, it's not all good. It's not all happiness. There's some shit things that are happening too, but I just don't care. It's like, well, I care, but it's like, meh, we'll deal with them like we always do, right? Hard times come, you roll with them and you keep rolling. But now it's not, the hard times don't seem to be consuming me right now as much as they maybe would have before, where I'm separating things easier. I don't know. Like I said, something clicked and I just came into myself, and part of that is like definitely feeling empowered and womanly, and not so much like a young adult or just like an older girl or something. Like I feel like a proper woman, but like my own version of that, if that makes sense. Maybe this all sounds silly. I'm not sure. But you guys say you like when I just chat at you, and so here I am. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to get too much into that because it is a little bit of a difficult balance for me. I think it's very important to keep things private, some things, but then when you share your life, it's like how much is okay to share and how much is still, where's the line where there's still a lot people don't know, but you're still being authentic? So it just took me a little bit to figure out where that line was going to be and where that line was going to sit. And then I wasn't going to say anything at all about Cody and I. But Cody was like, just do it. Like, it's the truth. I think some people will think it's funny. So, yeah, here we are. Oh, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I finally got a wedding band again. I don't know if I shared this on here. Maybe I did. But I definitely shared it on Instagram months ago. I finally took my wedding rings off for the first time because I got married at 18 and my fingers grew. Like, my whole body changed. I was the skinniest little thing when I got married. And even after having both my kids. And then suddenly I hit 25 and I got curves. And I was like, wow. And I grew. And my wedding rings were like really struggling. They were looking like they should no longer be on my finger, and it was really, really hard to get them off. And I don't want to get them resized until I feel like I'm at a plateau of with my like weight loss journey. I'm not like losing a bunch of, pardon me, coffee burps. I'm not losing a whole bunch of weight, but I am toning things up that I let get soft. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know if my fingers will shrink because my fingers change a lot, so I was just waiting to find a band I liked or something to put on my finger after I got them off because there was no way they were going back on. And so I found a wedding ring and I ordered it and it came in and it was too big. And then I had to resize and got a smaller one, and so this came in on Sunday evening, I think. And it's just a nice little like rose gold band. I really like it. It's quite comfortable. It's a lot thicker than my other bands were, but it's a good little temporary ring, and I'm actually quite just liking the simplicity of it. Yeah, anyway, I don't know why I shared that with you, but I'm just happy that I have a ring again, because it was really weird. Just I felt so naked without it, and honestly, you go out without your husband or your kids, and I didn't think people looked at rings, but there's a difference. There is a total difference, and I don't like it. So I was like, give me my ring. That's like my little bubble of protection almost, I feel like sometimes. Anyway, I'm very happy to have it again. It just feels right. Right to have. Hopefully it won't tarnish or anything. We'll see. It was like a really cheapy ring. But apparently the reviews were really good and it's supposed to hold up well, so far so good. So yeah, over the past few days I've just been like, or weeks, I've just been taking care of myself and making sure it's more than self-care. I feel like there's different levels to self-care. There's like running yourself a bath and doing things like that, and then there's like really taking care of yourself where you're making sure you're eating right, but then also nurturing yourself in like a gentle way. I don't know, I'm coming back to letting myself feel pretty and womanly again, as well as taking care of my health and my physical body and my emotional well-being. It's just, yeah, I've just been rebalancing all these things. I also started taking a supplement, a new supplement thing that is supposed to balance hormones, and I did a lot of research. I was looking into a lot of things because I know I have a slight hormonal imbalance, so I think that is really helping. There was one day that was, after I took it, that was a little like, I don't know if this is from these but I've been taking them for a week now, maybe it's been less than that. But anyway, I'm really liking them so far. I don't know why I mentioned this, but I guess maybe because they might be contributing to a little bit of a shift. Although the shift happened before, I don't know. It's just good to take care of yourself, and so I guess taking care of yourself, one of the things was finally doing something about my slight imbalance and trying to improve it and seeing if this works, and yeah, that's been good. I also did something really random. I started learning French, which is so weird. Like, yeah, I just started learning French. I took French in school and hated it so much, but then it's a very pretty language, and I figured if I was going to learn something, then French would probably be quite useful, especially in Canada and in North America. French is quite a widely spoken language, so I was like, let's see if I like learning French, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's very random. Very random. Like, see, like, I've just been doing things, so I was like, let's learn French. Why not? I think if I like it and I succeed in learning French, then maybe if I decide if I want to learn another language, I'll probably go to Spanish, because I think that is a very dominant language, or like something that's very widely spoken. Anyway, this is the most random video, and it's probably so long and talky. So I'll just shove on to my next point, that I am going to go do something exciting today. I'm changing my look up a little bit. So I really like my short hair right now, but I am planning on kind of growing it out a little bit. I think I've learned that my hair was too long before, and really I could have just cut it a little bit. But I'm really happy I did do the chop, because I love my short hair. But I think I realized that I can't go past like here, because then it starts to get a little way down, and then that's when I'm like, I need something drastically different, when I don't necessarily. Again, just faffing on. I'm going to get bangs, which is like, I've been debating. I had bangs once when I was really young, when Mackenzie was a baby. I was probably like 19. And I've been going back and forth with like, should I get bangs? Because, you know, people get bangs and they're like, never get bangs, they're the worst. But I think with my glasses and my face shape, and especially with the cut I have now, what do I have to lose? If I hate the bangs, they're only gonna take like this much hair to grow out. So I feel like if there was ever a time to get bangs, it would be now, when I have the short hair. But I think I can really rock the curly bang. So I'm going to try. I've been pinning a whole bunch of inspiration, which is funny, because I have friends who are like, Rainbow, I know you're thinking about doing something different because you've been pinning a lot of stuff. And it's so true. They know me well. So I'm gonna go get that done at like 4 o'clock today and get bangs, and I'm really excited. And I kind of want to change up. I need to dye my hair because I have a lot of grays coming through right now. If you've noticed, hopefully you haven't, but maybe you probably have. And I'm kind of torn about that too, because part of me, I like my red hair. I love my red hair, but I don't like how brown it looks. Like the color I have now and the color I have had for years, it just can look very brown inside in indoor lighting, which I don't necessarily like. So I'm really debating whether I go more red and have like a richer, more still natural, but like much more obvious redheaded color, or if I should go the other way and go really dark, like a really dark, deep, almost black brown, because I have really blue eyes, and I feel like that could really bring out a lot of my features. But then again, so could a lighter red. So I'm torn on the color. I've put a poll on Instagram, and it's more for red, but it's still pretty split, so I don't know. Regardless, Instagram isn't going to decide my hair color. I'm so torn that I'm like, I need some people's opinions. I have no idea what to do. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop talking at you because this video is probably super long. I have not been paying attention to the time. I'm going to finish my coffee and get on with my day, and then I'm gonna go get my hair cut and hopefully not regret it. I have a really good hairdresser though. I trust him. I'm also gonna ask him about the color, which he'll probably be like, you just need to come to me and let me color your hair, but I can't. Salon hair colorings are so expensive. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed having a coffee with me and chatting with me. Sorry if this was weird for you. It very well could be. I don't know. I'm going to edit this and see, and maybe I'll cringe the whole way through it. But anyway, I will see you. I'll probably start daily vlogging after this, and so that I can share with you my haircut, and I think then you will probably see this on Saturday or Sunday, unless I end up filming a lot. I try to post vlogs on Fridays and Sundays, and Tuesdays. But sometimes if I have an extra, like if I have too much footage, I'll post it on a day in between. Anyway, you guys will see that soon. I'm coming back to filming again, and I felt like this was just a good way to kind of share what's been going on and why I took a little break and why I might be slightly, I don't know if I'm different after this or if I act a little bit different or there's more pep in my step, I'm not sure. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and have had a wonderful week. I guess it's Thursday. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!